Hey guys, what is going on there? Broadway Pixels here, bringing you back with another video. Oh my god, another video. Can't believe it. I'm on actually TTR for once. Today, as you can tell, if you didn't know already, then man, you're out of the loop of TTR. Do you even play Toontown? We're going to be talking about some these quote-unquote great options, quote-unquote 10 out of 10 update. So, essentially, what this is, TTR posted this video, and it's very interesting because it just basically talks about this big update for where it's literally talking about options. So now you're probably wondering, like, wait, it's just options? What's the big deal about it? But they actually made things a little bit different, and this, while I'm not a fan of some of them actually do look pretty nice. So let's get right into that right away. So basically, essentially, you can get this on the Make a Toon screen, or I guess the Pick a Toon screen more like, or you can literally just hover over your sticker book, it looks like, and just, you know, basically open up that great options. So you can either do it like this, or you can literally go into the book. You can go under enter code, which is no longer options. It literally is redesigned. There's a speed chat color under here. I don't know why this was here. This in my opinion is not a kind of a cool place for it. It's more like, okay, you're entering your code. Why is the speed chat color here? I don't know why that was the place. I thought it would be under options. Maybe it's a bug. I don't know, but I am not really a fan of that. So basically, yeah, you can open it from there. You can open it basically from over here. But one of the most important things that everybody is talking about, the WST, is now in support of TTR. So that's TTR. It's kind of big excitement with this is the WASD kind of controls. Essentially, you know, it's basically key mapping. So you don't have to use WSAD. You can literally use any other key that you prefer. I usually use the up-down arrows just because that's usually what I'm used to. I've been playing it Toontown since like literally 2005, and I've always been set on those kind of keys, especially for this game. Now, however, there's a couple other things that they did add. Apparently, there's a new jump, new walk. Well, not like a new jump, new walk, but it's a little interesting because so essentially, instead of just moving up, you'd go fast. So this time, you could literally just go like you're regularly just walking. And while it's kind of an interesting feature, I per se don't know if it's really going to come in handy as much. I feel like it's more of going to be a meme in this case, but I mean, hey man, everybody has their own choices and preferences, but a lot of people seem to be using it just for the meme of it. But hey man, whatever you choose is whatever you want to choose, I guess. So another thing is obviously control is the jump. You can change that as well if you would choose. Automatic speed chat plus. Apparently, automatic speed chat plus is when any text key is pressed when it's disabled. I think this is more set for WSAD, but we'll have to see more into that. I'm not really familiar with that, nor, you know, I don't know. I just feel like in all reality, I feel like it's not really going to be used in my case, but, you know, each person's going to have their own preference on that. Especially, you know, if you use WSAD or any other kind of different movement. I do know in some Toontown servers they have it where, you know, when you have WSD, you have to press a certain key. But apparently, I think from what it's understanding is, so for example, if I wanted to enable WSAD and then I want to do instead of, okay, so like now if I try to type, you can't type. Like literally. So what I think automatic speed chat plus is for, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. All right, that's very interesting. I don't know. I feel like it might be buggy at the end of the day, but then again, apparently that's not what it's for. So if anybody else knows a little bit more about that, you know, gladly say in the description. I will gladly edit that because that's a very interesting way to put it. Also, I had like 3 hours of sleep, so whoopsie me. So apparently there's another thing where you can show basically the shortcut for the F3 is basically, you know, for like screenshot. You can change that if you really please. You can Debug Info is basically for like taking logs and stuff like that, or whatever you choose to debug. Take debug screenshots, and then so essentially like what some people like to do, basically just shows that your information, where you're at, stuff like that. But yeah, basically that's basically what that is for. Cog factory infos, I believe this is just for like displaying if you want to hide things in certain cog factories, which right now, why not? Let's just see how it looks, because why not, right? So let's go to Cellbot. Let's see how this basically is supposed to, oops. I am so smart. Whoopsies. Alright, so okay, essentially. So let's see. Joey, fix your game, but I would assume it's something for this hiding HQ factories and faculties. Oh my god, I can't pronounce. You freaking actual fail. Alright, anyways. I'm doing so good right now. Alright, so obviously another thing is music, sound effects. You can also change visual indicators, which is like something for, I think, more of trying to see where you want it to, I guess, more like based upon Toontown Rewritten's kind of new visual sound sort of effects, or if you want to base it upon more of like the Toontown Online effects, because I know they were mentioning that there's certain things where you can make it towards more different. Now another thing a lot of people were pointing out is it seems now, do I really feel like they're taking after Corporate Clash with all the different things that they're trying to do, like all of these, a lot of these are from Corporate Clash. No, essentially they're trying to do it in their own way of look, which is kind of cool. But there's still some differences that obviously are going to set it apart from Corporate Clash. So I mean, at the end of the day, Corporate Clash and Toontown Rewritten are still going to be different kind of things. Now I feel like this is something very interesting of different, because essentially Toontown Rewritten is basically supposed to base it upon Toontown Online's original aspect of it, and change things here and there, maybe here and so. But, at the end of the day, when you think about it, if you had the same exact Toontown Online and you didn't change much about it, made it all nostalgic, and you just didn't do much about it, it's not gonna be fun after a while. So that's why they're trying to implement things like this. So to try to hype up the kind of the quote unquote, community to, I guess, attract more players and, get more players to come on more often. Because, obviously the population used to be really high and now it's kind of slowing down. But the Toontown community is not going to, be as popular, I guess, as it could be. But, you never know. There could be that one thing out there. I know Corporate Clash, they got a lot of attention on all these new features from the store. Now, the only thing is, first impression is everything. And, their servers weren't just as stable as what you were, kind of hoping for, a lot of us. But anyways, we're not really here for that. Let's go over a little bit more of the options. So obviously FPS, they changed it a look a little different. I am kind of a fan of it. However, I feel like a transparent look would be a little bit, I don't know, more blendy, if that makes sense. But I still feel like it's pretty good. It's a pretty cool kind of a new nifty feature. Basically, these are more for, getting that more HD, high quality, smooth frames effect. So I believe before they had it where you have to adjust it. I feel like some of these here now, they're trying to make it where you don't have to go into your settings and just edit all the preferences to, match up and whatnot with the, the smooth frames and the animations and stuff like that. Sound on, sound off. Even though you technically could, do it in some of the settings with the sound and music. But, they added it onto it to make it more like where you don't actually have to do that now, which it kind of does make sense. It makes it a little bit easier because a lot of people do get confused and whatnot. So this is a little interesting. So controls whether to display environmentals such as rain, confetti, and snow. Now, I don't know if this is something new that they're doing with rain and snow and stuff. It does seem a little interesting. I would assume maybe like snow is like the Berg or something. I'm not entirely sure. I guess we could go to the Berg to see how it looks. But also accessories. But basically, the idea what they were trying to base upon this is like back in the old Toontown Online, I was even talking to somebody that didn't even really know about accessories, so it's been that long for them. But basically, in the older Toontown Online, they didn't have accessories. The older one, meaning like years back. Obviously they did add it before their game closed, but before that they didn't have any such thing as accessories. A lot of people prefer that kind of look, so you can now disable accessories. Now, will it also help performance? It could, because of the fact that there's not many things it has to load, because everything in your game, your hat, your shirt, everything like that, all takes seconds. Well, it's more like milliseconds to load in, so that's basically also for that. But if you want to have that classic Toontown look and maybe have a little bit more performance, if you have a really like Windows 98 laptop, which is going to bring me up to a next thing, which is very interesting. Now, before I turn this on, just keep in mind this may hurt your eyes just because it's not designed for actually, your regular kind of wear without special kind of glasses and stuff. I just did this because it looks pretty interesting. It's kind of almost like vaporwave, so just keep in mind before I put this in, and just make sure I want to make sure I disclose that and not fall asleep. So this is I'm still kind of a little stunned with this. I know this is kind of a testing stage. This is supposed to help with some, I guess, different glasses, special kind of glasses, and I don't know. I feel like it's more of a vaporwave. Not gonna lie, but some areas that this looks in. Anyways, so obviously they have that, and then the Discord. You can show where your Toon is, where your location is, and basically Discord is like a very popular thing now. It's basically taken over Skype and almost all of the social kind of platforms and everything. And since they don't really have a Toon book, any kind of word in the works, Discord is pretty much what all gamers use today. So that's why they have that, so you can turn it on and off very easily. But that's essentially the majority of the amount of update. Like, they didn't really, from even reading the release notes one more time, they didn't really add as much. They did add, like, apparently you can, the street maps is now hitting, so you have to basically, so the street maps, for example, if you go into the street, you have to hover over it, just like the settings/options icon. So basically, yeah, borderless screens of kind of a thing now. I'm not a fan of it. I usually like the kind of the way it looks with the window mode, but hey, I mean, I guess to each their own. Trying to think of anything else. Mainly, I know the animations have been changed a little bit. As you can see, it just doesn't. They do look. If you look, I guess more from like this, it's hard. Some of it's hard to tell, but you can kind of tell they did update some of the animations once again with walking, moving around, and stuff like that. Other than that, they fixed a couple typos. Apparently, a crash. Oh yeah, a crash with a spooky purple. I think that was some. Oh my God, bless Almighty, y'all. But basically, yeah, they added a bunch of things now. It's mainly options, improving it, changing it around. The only thing that I'm not a fan of to this day is literally where they could have placed this. They could have placed this in here. I really felt like that would Oh my God Almighty! Thank you. All right. Anyways, so essentially that's where that came about. I'm just not a fan of that. I feel like they could have moved that in a different area, especially over here, maybe. But yeah. I mean, other than that, they have some great potential. Because I have to see the. Oh yeah, y'all. I'm not even sick. All right. But anyways, that's basically what is that all about. If you have any other questions, do let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are on this, everybody. See if anything has to get changed, what your thoughts on, what they should have added, what they shouldn't have added, is it bad, good, anything of that kind of matter. But thank you guys all for watching, And I will see you all in my next video, everybody. See you later from Broadway Pixels.